Today, I want to talk about a controversial topic that's surrounded in a lot of confusion. This is none other than extraterrestrial spirit beings. When I say this not in a manner to omit the fact that there may be a possibility of life in other galaxies, but I want to talk about this from a spiritual perspective because in essence, whether it's a being or whether it's an inanimate object, it is imbued with a spirit. Now, when you're able to tap into the essence of these things, you find the lineage of these things. And from there, you're able to gain profound wisdom. But I will say this, from my contact with, a force that is, we could say, is extraterrestrial in origin, I was able to learn a lot. And it's a predator in nature, and one thing a person has to understand when, you're dealing with these forces, for this particular, with this particular region, maybe Mars likely, I want to say this, is that you have to be very careful because these spirits are very dangerous. You can say that they're predators by nature and they love to torment and torture. Very protective, but they have a lot of wisdom that they impart when it comes to violence. For them, their pornography is violence. These spirits have the ability to make things vanish, as well as they can cause sudden death. They can take people's thoughts away. They can, let's just say, they definitely have the ability to cause instant death. Many people say die 1,000 deaths. Well, that is definitely possible because with them, when they attack not in one sense, they attack in multiple manners. So you can see the manifestation of this force can be in predator-like creatures. You can see the manifestation of this force in predator people, or people who are scientists or scientific in nature. So you hear a lot of people who don't understand. They say that, different cultures, they learn from, different extraterrestrial beings and stuff like that, and they put a spaceship. This is not what it means, man. This is not what it means. To say somebody comes from a spaceship and they come down and teach. See, this is the carnal lack of understanding that these white people don't have. They don't have the wisdom. This is a lack of their understanding. For them, everything is physical. They can't get things spiritual. That's why you have people going to Credo Mutua, or they're sitting down trying to learn from what the Dogons understand. The Dogons was able to map out the Sirius star system. So the thing is, this is the thing that becomes of importance, is that you got to be able to separate yourself from the fuckery whatsoever and to not get confused. So, when you're talking about this spirit here, it can manifest in human beings. So you got people like David Icke, who comes about with this extra, this philosophy of reptilians and greys, and Nordics and shit like that from the planet Dracos and all this other type of fuckery. See, the thing is, there is some truth, but you always have to take white people's word with a grain of salt. Because in reality, what he's trying to say about these things they can manifest in human beings is this: when you understand the principle of lineage, you'll understand that it deals with tribal, or when you start talking about certain predator, predator spirits from Mars, a lot of them deal with, let's just say, a lot of them deal with tribes. They deal with lineages. They deal with bloodlines. So when we start talking about bloodlines itself, pretty much it's not really pertaining to physical bloodlines. It's pertaining to spiritual bloodlines or lineages. See, a human being can be associated with an animal. This is why Native Americans was able to tap into animal totems. You know what I'm saying? There's different things that each human being is associated with. Some people have a warlike, Mars-like mentality. So you're talking about astrology now. You start talking about a person who's born in, who's born under the Aries. You know what I'm saying? They have this warlike Mars nature. You know what I'm saying? So for them, they're associated with military, infantry, things of that nature. They're associated with scorpions, predators, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So this person's spirit is associated with these things. So they find a great acceptance as well as success when they take on these martial influences or they step into these spheres. So surgeons, you know what I'm saying? People that are into technology, pioneering in technology, even different ages in, America whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? When you start talking about, what do we call it? The industrial age, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? The technological age. You're talking about ages, the iron, what is it? Bronze, iron age, you know what I'm saying? Golden age, you know what I'm saying? So, you're talking about ages. You know what I'm saying? See, there's so much things associated with, spirits, from different, let's just say, from out of our, from out of our that are not of our planet that we'll learn about. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to be, you see E.T. Went Home, you see these Predator movies and stuff like that, tearing humans apart and stuff like that. See, the thing is, when you understand the essence of these spirits and you have them under control, they work on your behalf and they work in your benefit. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I would say this to people, man. There's a lot of lack of understanding that you'll get when it comes to people that are not spiritual. A lot of these people that are talking about these things, they want physical. Like I watch certain things about the Native Americans when they're talking about certain, certain spirits and stuff like that. You see these interviewers, what do? They try to physicalize it. They want physical stuff because white people just don't get spiritual things. So I don't want to, drag you guys on. This is what I have to say about this so far. I hope this video was very informative. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.